In this video, we are going to focus on addition and subtraction of algebraic fractions. You will find this on page 114 in the Namibian Ordinary Level Mathematics textbook, y equals mx plus c to success. To add and subtract algebraic fractions, make the denominators the same by finding the lowest common multiple and making equivalent fractions. To add algebraic fractions, for example this, if I make this denominators the same, I will multiply there with d, and I will multiply here with b. Then I will get AD plus BC, and that will be my final answer. Subtract algebraic fractions is very similar to adding, except that the positive is now a negative. Now, let's look. Express each of the following as a fraction in its simplest form. Now, if you look at this one, what is the LCM? That will be 14. So with what am I going to multiply? 14 divided by 2 is 7, so I multiply 7. 14 divided 7 is 2, I multiply 2. And then I just write that as the top. And then I simplify it. Be careful, there's a negative. So this will be negative 6y. This will be positive 10. And then I add this like terms and I get y plus 10. And I leave it like that. Okay. The next one, what is the LCM? In this case, it will be, there's a 7, there's a squared, and there's a b. So by doing this, I'm going to multiply I multiply 7b. How do I find that 7b? I can just say 7ab divide a squared. So if that divide, I'm left with that 7b. So whatever I multiply at the bottom, I also multiply at the top. And then I just get this. Nothing can simplify further. In this case, there's 3 fractions. So what's the LCM? 6x squared. So 6x squared divide x. So I multiply 6x, 6x. 6x squared divide 2x squared. I multiply 3. 6x squared divide 3x. I multiply 2x, 2x. And then I just look at this and I simplify 12x minus 2x, that is 10x plus 9, and that's my final answer. Okay, I want you to stop the video and I want you to do number A, and let's see, you can also do number B, and then the final one, number F. You can continue the video as soon as you are finished. Okay, let's just move it up. So this is going to be A over B plus A minus 8 over 2. So what will be my LCM? My LCM will be 10. 10 divided 5, so I multiply 2, multiply 2. 10 divided 2, I multiply 5. Always put brackets if there's 2 terms on top or at the bottom. So I multiply 5. And what will I get? In this case, I will get 2a plus 5a minus 8 over 10. And if I simplify this, this will be 2a plus 5a minus 40 over 10. And then my final answer will be 7a minus 40 over 10. And that will be my final. Let's look at number B. I'm going to prefer to write here on top, then the pen work on its best. So let's look at number B. So this is 2y minus 4 over 3 minus 3y plus 5 over 2. Again, don't forget, put brackets, always. And then what is your LCM? My LCM will be 6. 6 divided 3, so I multiply 2. 6 divided 2, I multiply 3. and then put that in front of the bracket. So say 2y minus 4 minus 3y plus 5. And that will be over 6. And if I multiply, I will get 4y minus 8 minus 9y minus 15 over 6. So this is negative 5y minus 23 over 6. And that will be my final answer. And then the last one, that will be number F. And this will be 3 over 2x plus 1 over 3x minus 5 over 6x. And again, what will be my LCM? It will just be 6x. So I'm going to multiply 6x divided by 2x, 3. 6x divided multiply 2. 6x just multiply 1. So what do I get? I get 9 over 6x plus 2 over 6x minus 5 over 6x. And there is my 6x, and it's 9 plus 2, which is 11, minus 5. So it's going to be 6x over 6x. No, not 6x. It was just 6. 6 over 6x, but then I can say 6 can go in 1, and my final answer will be 1 over x, and that will be my final answer. Okay, let's go to the next example. In the next example, example 31, let's just go through it first. Simplify. Again, put brackets on top, and now what is your LCM? That will just be 6x. So in this case, I'm just going to divide again, and I get 2, and I multiply 2. 6x divided 2, I get 3x. And then I just put it in front. In front, be careful, there's a negative. So I multiply, and a negative times a negative is a positive. And then 2x plus 3x. First write it in descending order, the exponent. So start with your x squared, just rewrite it, and then 2 plus 3, that will be 5x, and then your constant, and just leave it like that. Okay, let's do the next one. I want you to stop the video, and I want you to do number A, and let's see, yes, A and B, only that too. You can continue the video as soon as you are finished. Okay, what is your LCM? Your LCM will be 12a squared. So 12a squared divided by, so it's just, okay, I almost forgot, brackets. So it's just going to be, I multiply by 4. 12a squared divided 3a, I multiply 4a, I multiply 3 and a. And then I'm going to simplify, so it's 4a minus 1 plus 3a plus 3. And that's going to be over 12a squared. And this will be 4a minus 4 plus 3a squared plus 9a over 12a squared. And if I write it in descending order, the values, the exponents of a, so it's a squared, then 4 plus 9, what will that be? 13, just get it correct there. It's going to be Let's just see, I just want to check here. So this is going to be 4 3a squared. I just want to see if I'm at the correct one here, if I copied the correct one. Oh, I see what happened. Did you see? I'm going to redo it because I left the top and I did this. Let's redo number. This was number A. This was number A. So yes, let's just continue with number A. So this is going to be 3a squared, and this is going to be 4 plus 9, that's 13a. That's correct. 13a minus 4 over 12a squared, and that's my final. So that's how I do number A. Let's go on and let's do number B. Now if I look at number B, I'm going to have a plus 1 over a minus a plus 2 over 2a minus a plus 3 over 3a. And again, what is my LCM? It's just going to be 6a. Okay. So if let's just continue. Yes, let's keep it to that one. So in this case, I put brackets. Then I take this and I times 6. And I times 6. I take this, divide, and I times 3. And I times 3. And I take this and I times 2. Okay. And then it's going to give me 6 bracket a plus 1 minus 3 bracket a plus 2 minus 2 bracket a plus 3. And then I draw the line there, and then I'm going to have here, let's just see here, this is going to be 6a. And then I simplify it, and I will get 6a plus 6 minus, let's use the pen again, minus 3a minus 6, be careful, a negative times a positive is a negative. A negative, this one will work out nice, usually you will not make mistakes here, but this one, a negative times a positive is going to be negative 6. And that is all going to be over 6a. So 6a minus 2, that is going to be, now, mark your like terms, then you cannot make mistakes and leave out one. There's your like. Okay, that is all right, you can identify that already. So then this is going to be 6a minus 3, so it's 3, minus 2, so it's just going to be a. And then 6 minus 6 is 0 minus 6 over 6a. And that will be your final answer. Let's look at another example. In this case, the 2 terms is in the denominator. So what do I do here? In this case, I still put brackets, but my LCM will now be that single term, x, bracket x minus 2. Don't say there's already a x. That must function as a bracket, as a unit. So my LCM is x, x minus 2. So in this case, I divide and I must multiply still with x. And if I divide, I must still multiply with the bracket. And I do it, and I simplify, and that's my final answer. Let's just move it up. I think what we're going to do is we're going to move up. There's the 2. I already marked it for you. Okay, I want to clean this. And then I want to move this also up. And then I'm saying a, and then it's 1 over x plus 2 over x plus 1. Okay, so in this case, again, put your brackets. What is your LCM? It's the single x plus the bracket x plus 1. And again, if you want to see with what you must multiply, take this, divide by x, cancel. So I must multiply by the bracket x plus 1 I must multiply by x. So I will get x plus 1 plus 2x over x plus 1. So this will be 3x plus 1 over x plus 1. Okay, and then number F, the last one, before we move on. It's really not, it's just like we did in arithmetics. It's just now that we are working also with variables. Then number F, this is going to be 3 over x plus 2 minus 4 over x plus 1 plus 2 over x. Okay, and then again my LCM. What is my LCM? This is going to be, okay, let's just put brackets. So my LCM is going to be x plus 2, x plus 1. Okay, so in this case, I'm going to multiply with x plus 2, x plus 1. X plus 2, x plus 1. X plus 2, so this is going to be that cancel, but it's still x plus 1. X plus 1. In this case, it's going to be x plus 2. It's going to be x plus 2. Okay, so if I multiply this, I'm going to get 3x, first write it, don't multiply. First let everything just be more simple. This one is having 2 brackets, so it's going to take, you can do it on the side, then just replace it. But I'm going to do it now and just write your LCM. Okay. Now, what are we going to do? This is number 32 and this is number 8. So now I'm going to start multiplying. So in this case, it's going to be 3x squared plus 3x minus 4x squared minus 8x plus 2 bracket x plus 2 x plus 1 over, now I want to already multiply that out. Let's just go back. Let's go just back. Multiply the bracket out. So multiply, so this will be x squared plus x, plus that x, plus 2x plus 2. So it's x squared plus x plus 2x plus 2. And then this will be over x plus 2, x plus 1. And that is going to give me 3x squared. I will simplify now. You can already simplify. I'll show you where I will simplify. In this case, I will say 1 plus 2x is 3x. Okay, but first, 2 times x squared will be 2x squared. This was 3x times 2, so it will be 6x plus 4 over x plus 2, x plus 1. So in this case, it's going to be, okay, like terms, like, So this is 3 minus 4, so it's negative 1 plus 2, so it's just going to be x squared. This is 3, so it's minus 5 plus 6, So it's also just going to be x. And this one is going to be just that, 4. And it's going to be over my LCM, x plus 2, x plus 1. Okay, and that's how you do number F. Okay, let's go through an example again. Example 33. In this case, we are going to start to use factorizing, or there, factorizing. Okay. So if you look at this, as soon as you see it's so complicated, or you see you can factorize, first factorize. It's a trinomial, it's in group B. So now you find your LCM. So now it will be 2x plus 1 and x minus 2. That is already there, so you don't multiply just by 1. X minus 2, so you multiply 2x plus 1, 2x plus 1. And then you just write it there and you multiply out, and always, sometimes, and you must always look at the numerator. If you can factorize it, and then cancel out, and then you have this answer. Okay. I want you to stop the video, and I want you to do number A, and I want you to do number D. You can continue the video as soon as you are finished. Okay, let's start. Number A. So there is, you have the denominators is a bit more complicated, but always try to factorize. This is, can you see, it can factorize. So go 1, x plus 1 plus 2, and say x plus 1, x minus 1. And then you go, and this is your, what is your LCM? It will be x plus 1, x minus 1. So it will be x minus 1, x minus 1. And then this will be x minus 1 plus 2 over x plus 1, x minus 1. And it will be x plus 1 over x plus 1, x minus 1. Ah, and look what's happening. It's always nice if this is going to happen. Okay, so this was 33, number A. As soon as you put a bracket there, you may, then you have one term over one term, and then this is exactly the same, and you can simplify. So it will be 1 over x minus 1, and that will be your answer. Let's do number D. Number D is actually quite interesting. Okay, so if you look at number D, this is going to be p over p squared minus 1 minus p, trinomial, p squared minus 2p plus 1. Now this is a trinomial and it's in group A. So on the side, it's always good. So just go, I'd rather want to take white, 1, 1, 1, 1. 1 plus 1 gives me that 2. The signs are the same, negative, negative, and it's p, p. So basically, it's going to be p over p squared minus 1 minus p over p. I'm going to write it 2 times out. And the reason why, because in this case, oh, I forgot. I want to just correct this also. Make it just smaller. I could have factorized, or that's the difference between 2 squares. I could have factorized there. So it was actually p minus 1, p plus 1. Now be careful, it's not just p minus 1, p plus 1, because you are sitting there with 2, a double p minus 1. So look, your LCM will be p plus 1, and then 2 times p minus 1, p minus 1. Because your whole idea is that the 2 denominators must become the same. And because there's already a double, that means there must also be a double. So with what will I multiply here? Just with a p minus 1, because the rest is there. With what will I multiply here? A p plus 1. What will I get then? I will get P minus 1 minus P plus 1 over P plus 1, P minus 1, P minus 1. And if I simply multiply it out, I will get P squared minus P squared. Be careful for the negative. Negative times a positive is negative P over P plus 1, P minus 1. Oh, sorry, let's just get the pen in order. And this will give me, okay, this will cancel out, do you see? And there is negative 1, so it's negative 2P over P plus 1, P minus 1, P minus 1. Okay, and that will be your final answer. It's not so. So as long as you do 1 or 2, you are going to get the hang of that kind of sums. Okay, let's move on to the last example in this video. And this is example 34. I'm just going to move it up a little bit. I'm just going to explain here to you. Now this is quite interesting. You take out a common factor to make the denominators more simple. Then you have a positive, but the problem is their A is positive, their A is negative, their B is negative, their B is positive. So there must be a way to change the signs. And what is that way? I take out a negative highest common factor, because a negative will change the signs. So the B will become negative and the A will become positive. And then I created two brackets that's the same. And that makes your LCM easier. So what is my LCM then in this case? Let's just get another color. My LCM will then just be 5 and 3. It's going to be 15. Oh, sorry, I don't want to put that bracket. So it's going to be 15 2A minus B. But remember, that positive multiply with that negative is a negative. So actually that sign changed just to a negative. And that's actually, try one. It's not so difficult. Okay. I want you to stop the video. I did it already here. But I want us to do it again. We're going to make it bigger. I want you to stop the video. And I want you to try now 34 number B. You can continue the video as soon as you are finished. Again, check P positive, P negative, constant negative, constant positive. So I must do something. Okay, but let's do number B. So you have P minus 1 over 3P minus 7 minus 1 over 14 minus 6P. Okay, now in this case, put brackets there. There I'm going to take out the common factor. So it's P minus 1. In this case, I cannot take out the comma. So it's just 3P minus 7. It's already simple. Okay, I'm going to put in this step. I'm going to do it. So it's 1 over. But if you take negative 2 out as a common factor, it's going to be 14 divided by it's negative 7, negative positive 3P. Did you see? Now I'm going to just rearrange. So it's going to be P minus 1, 3P minus 7. Now that negative and negative makes positive. So actually the sign just changed from a negative to a positive in front of the fraction. And then I just rearrange here, leave the 2. That sign is now already multiplied to become the positive. So don't write that negative. And then it's going to be 3P minus 7. So what is your LCM? It's going to be, don't forget your bracket there. Your LCM is going to be 2, 3p minus 7. So I times 2, I times 2. That is already everything in order. So I'm going to get 2p minus 1 plus 1 over 2, 3p minus 7. 2p minus 2 plus 1 over 2, 3p minus 7. And then my final answer, I just can move it up a little bit. My final answer is going to be 2p minus 1 over 2, 3p minus 7. Okay, let's just see, that was number B. Okay, let's just check. So 2p minus 1, 2, and that's excellent. A good idea will be to first try all these examples that you get used to changing the sign or to take out a negative common factor. And it's usually when you see, if you look at all of them, you will see there is m positive, there is m negative, there is the constant negative, there is it positive. So it's like the signs must just swap there. The same here. So you see C negative but C positive, C positive. So again the signs must change. B positive, DB negative, negative. Then you know you must take out that negative common factor, highest common factor.